All right, here we're going to tie the Munter Mule overhand. So first, we're going to need to tie a Munter hitch. And most commonly, we're going to do this off our master point of our anchor, or we're going to do it on our belay loop on our harness. For practice here, we can just do it off a single point. And so here, I've got my carabiner on a single point, and I've got my practice rope. This end here in my right hand is the climber. Okay. One of the principles here is that we want to try to lock a carabiner every time we touch it. And so in that case, I just locked it right there, trying to promote some efficiency and that precision that we want in everything that we do. With the Munter hitch, as we know, we can belay with it, lower with it, and rappel with it, all things that we'll work on in this course. Here, I'm in the lowering mode, okay? So I'm lowering my climber in this case. I can also flip that Munter hitch over, and now I'm belaying up with the Munter hitch. Notice that my brake hand is my left hand, and it's staying on the rope at all times. When we Munter Mule, we want it in the lowering mode. And that's because in self-rescue, we're going to Munter Mule to be able to go hands-free and to go to what we call baseline. So often when we use the term baseline, we're talking about getting to a place where we can go hands-free and be out of the system, escape from the belay. Sometimes we can do that by lowering a climber to a natural ledge, and using that to get the weight off the rope so that we can get to do what we can need to do to go hands-free, having that climber secured on an anchor. In this case, the Munter Mule becomes a real staple of going to baseline, because often what we're doing is we've got a climber that's on the rope, weighted, can't move, and now we want to secure them. So here, my left hand is my belay hand, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tie a little slipped half hitch. What I might do here, if I want to practice this, I can even just hold that climber strand of the rope with my foot. That might just kind of help it hold in place. And what I'm going to do is, now my right hand's become my belay hand. I'm a right-hander, so that's part of it. I'm going to tie this little slipped half hitch. Notice that I'm tying it right next to the Munter hitch. We really want you to be really precise with what you do here. I push a bite through that slipped half hitch. I pull a bunch of slack out of this bite, and then I'm going to put just an overhand knot in that system. And that's the Munter Mule. Now, a few things here. I'll go over this again, some fine little points here. Again, this was my brake hand here. I'm going to switch to my right hand. Okay, I'm tying this right up close. And the idea here is that we are, I've heard this called squeezing the toothpaste out of the tube, like really tying that slipped half hitch right next to the Munter so that there's going to be no or very little slippage. This is just a final backup, okay? You'll sometimes see people just clip a carabiner into that and clip it into the strand and not tie this overhand knot, but most commonly that overhand knot is how we're going to secure that. We can now consider that to be like hands-free. We also want to understand how to initially get it in there. So here, okay, if I was laying up, my climber falls, okay, I'm going to put some tension on the rope here. One thing we can do here is we can milk this up. There's going to be times where we call it milking. This idea of like I'm going to push some more rope up through that Munter hitch to get it really tight and secure. Okay, get my foot to hold it secure, and then I'm going to do my slipped half hitch. Okay, I'm also going to post some pictures as well of all these steps here to help you out. I did my overhand. Now the releasing of it is really key as well. So there I showed you how to place it. Now we want to release it. Traditionally, you used to hear people say, well, just pop it. We want to avoid popping it. And so first, as I take the overhand out, I start to maintain my brake hand. Okay, I'm going to mute the Munter here. I can just put a hand over this. My right hand now is my brake hand, so I'm going to maintain my brake hand. And we call this muting it, that as I release this, even with the climber fully weighting it, they shouldn't be popping or falling at all. You should be able to like release that and not have them go anywhere and not scare them either once you start doing this live with the person, if you start popping these things, you start dropping someone, even if it's just an inch, it feels like a lot. So want to avoid doing that. So milk your munter up, okay, as you get ready to mule it, okay. Like I mule it here. We call this the MMO for short, Munter Mule overhand. And then as you release it, mute it. So there's not like a pop.